Welcome to the very first episode of Comp Sense. I'm Jackie, your host, and a compensation advisor here at Catapult. My hope with these short episodes is to share bite-sized insights and practical strategies you can plug into whether you're driving, working, or just taking a break. And even though it's just me on the mic today, I really want to hear from you, your challenges, your insights, and your aha moments. So don't be shy, reach out and engage with me. Let's dive right in. Whether you're ready or not, we are officially in compensation planning season. This time of year isn't just about handing out raises. While increases are important, it's an opportunity to look at your approach to pay, rewards, and performance. So, what's the game plan this year? And what should be top of mind heading into comp season? Step one for me is always going to be analytics. Don't guess, assess. Your starting point is always data. Too many organizations still rely on that gut instinct. Don't do it. Dig into things like market data, internal equity, performance metrics, industry specific benchmarks, and make sure you're reviewing at least 3 current compensation sources. Catapult's annual compensation and planning survey can be a great resource and is being released to members on September 1st. Now ask yourself, how does your pay compare to the market, especially for your critical roles? What is your process for analyzing internal pay equity and wage compression? How are you addressing disparities before they become legal or cultural issues? Bottom line, you can't refine your pay practices without first understanding your current state through analytics. So now that you have this data in hand, it's time to revisit, or maybe finally time to define your compensation philosophy. This isn't just a fancy HR phrase. It's your runway, your North Star, that foundational piece to everything related to pay. So consider, is your organization a market leader, paying above average, a matcher, staying right in line with competitors, or a lagger, making up for it with exceptional culture and benefits? What is your strategy for the market? And what is your strategy for internal equity? For bonus, incentive pay, for promotions, laterals, demotions, consider every element around pay and document. At the end of the day, the thought process around this is simple. People work to support their lives financially. Your philosophy is how you connect that paycheck to performance, opportunity, and retention. Make sure your budget makes the greatest impact. Let's talk numbers. Salary increase budgets for 2026 are projected to average around 3.5%, basically holding steady from 2025. Sounds decent, right? Well, here's the catch. Even though inflation is easing up, employees are still feeling that squeeze from prior years. Price hikes have compounded. If the cost of living jumped 5% last year, a 3.5% raise might feel like a step backwards. So consider, are you protecting your employees' purchasing power? Are you offering increases that feel meaningful, not just nominal? I know budgets are tight. Margin pressure is real, but flat increases for everyone might not be sustainable, and they definitely don't drive results. They might even reward and enable poor performance or values alignment. My challenge this year to you, if you're still doing across the board increases, it's really time to consider a true pay for performance model. It's not just fair, it's smart. It fuels engagement, helps retain top performers, and ensures your limited dollars are driving the biggest impact. Make sure that these budgets look beyond base pay. Let's not forget, base pay is only one piece of this puzzle. In this talent tug of war, you need to stand out, especially for hard to fill, high skilled roles. Many industries face serious labor shortages because of the lack of availability, and the future projections are even more dire. So, things to ask yourself: what makes your total reward strategy stand out? How are you attracting new hires, and what makes that glue that holds your existing talent? Don't limit yourself to compensation when it comes to total rewards. Think outside of a box. Think about holistic well being, flexibility in remote work, career growth, development, community, impact, purpose. Ask your employees what matters to them. What would add value for their families, their health, their futures, their community? Total rewards are a reflection of your organization's values and mission. Be bold, be creative, let it amplify your culture. And remember, people often leave jobs for more money, but they stay for a sense of purpose, balance, and growth. We can check all of these boxes, but if we do not communicate with clarity and confidence, it will not be effective. Even the best compensation plans will fall flat without one thing: a clear communication strategy. Pay transparency is no longer optional. It's a legal mandate, yes, in many states, but it's also a rising expectation for employees everywhere. Things to consider. How are you explaining your philosophy and pay practices? Are your managers trained and confident in having these conversations, sometimes crucial conversations? Are our pay decisions documented, consistent, and defensible? We live in an age of instant access to information, and employees will find answers to their questions anywhere. Make sure they're hearing it and finding these answers from you, because at the end of the day, pay is personal. Even if it's based on analytics, it is personal. If employees don't understand the why, it undermines trust, no matter how generous your strategy is. A little more on this information availability and a quick word on AI. I'll just touch on this now because I feel like I have to, but we'll dive deeper in on future episodes. AI is already reshaping compensation. From equity analysis to benchmarking to modeling to job architecture, it's such a powerful tool, but it must be used ethically and carefully. When using AI, make sure to ask yourself, is this tool free from bias? Are we keeping human oversight in the loop? Are we using AI to create more equity and not less? When used well, AI will make data access faster, comp decisions smarter, and your planning session will get a whole heck of a lot easier. So let's recap our game plan from today. Heading into comp season, here's your strategy checklist. 1, start with the data. Define or redefine your compensation philosophy. Budget for greatest impact, not just averages. Differentiate pay through a performance-based model. Expand your total reward strategy creatively. Communicate clearly and transparently. And finally, embrace ethical AI as a partner in the process. It's a complex season, but it's also an exciting one because how you reward people shapes how they feel, perform, and grow within your organization. Thanks for tuning in to kick off this episode of Comp Sense. Your work in compensation is about so much more than just spreadsheets and percentages. It's about people and purpose and performance. I appreciate you spending your time with me today. Good luck with your planning season, and I'll see you on the next episode.